SAP MM helps companies manage materials. But what happens when those materials are actually used to create finished goods? That's where SAP Production Planning comes in. PP is the backbone of manufacturing companies, allowing them to plan, schedule, and control every step of production, from raw materials to the final product. In 2025, industries like automotive, pharmaceuticals, textiles, and chemicals are investing heavily in SAP PP. This creates a huge opportunity for consultants who understand how to manage production cycles, optimize processes, and integrate PP with other SAP modules. In this video, we'll cover what SAP PP is, its core components, how it connects with MM and SD, and why it can open major career opportunities. If you followed our MM series, PP is your natural next step. It builds directly on what you already know. Don't forget, if you want to fast-track your SAP career, grab the SAP Career Guide from the description. It includes interview questions, templates, and a roadmap to success. Part 1. Overview of SAP PP. At its core, SAP Production Planning, PP, is the module responsible for ensuring that manufacturing runs smoothly. It enables companies to plan demand, allocate resources, monitor capacity, and control the entire production cycle. Think of it as the digital brain of a factory, coordinating people, machines, and materials so that the right product is produced at the right time, in the right quantity. SAPP covers both discrete manufacturing, like cars or electronics, where items are made individually, and process manufacturing, like chemicals or food, where products are produced in continuous batches. This versatility makes it one of the most widely used modules in manufacturing-focused companies. Some of the core functions within SAPP include Material Requirements Planning, MRP, ensures raw materials are available when needed. Bill of Materials, BOM, defines which components make up a finished product. Routing, maps the sequence of operations required to produce a material. Production orders, formal instructions to begin manufacturing. Capacity planning, balances workload across machines and labor. By combining these functions, PP helps companies reduce downtime, control costs, and improve on-time delivery. 3 things that are critical in today's competitive global economy. If you're serious about building a career in SAP, mastering PP is a game changer. And to help you get there faster, download the SAP Career Guide linked in the description. It's packed with templates and practical resources. Part 2. Key master data in SAP PP. Before production can even begin, companies must set up master data, the backbone of every process in SAP PP. Without it, planning and execution would fall apart. Here are the main types of master data in PP. Material master defines all the details about raw materials, semi-finished, and finished goods. It includes procurement type, MRP type, and lot sizes. If this data is wrong, the entire production plan fails. Bill of Materials, BOM. Think of this as the recipe for a product. It lists all components required to manufacture a finished good, from screws to subassemblies. For example, a car BOM could contain thousands of parts. Work centers. These represent machines, production lines, or even people who perform operations. They carry capacity information such as machine hours, labor hours, and setup times. Routing, or recipes in process manufacturing. This defines the exact sequence of steps needed to produce a material. It links operations with work centers and defines standard times for each activity. Production versions. These link BOMS and routings together, ensuring SAP knows which combination to use when creating a production order. When set up correctly, master data ensures accurate planning, smooth execution, and reliable reporting. When it's wrong, errors ripple across the supply chain, causing stockouts, delays, and higher costs. Want to practice PP master data setup? The SAP Career Guide includes a step-by-step example of creating a BOM and routing in a trial system. Grab it from the description. Part 3. The Production Planning Process Flow. Once master data is in place, SAP PP brings it to life through a structured planning to execution cycle. This flow ensures that raw materials are available, capacity is planned, and production orders run on time. Here's the high-level process: demand management. It starts with sales forecasts or customer orders. This demand tells the system what products need to be produced and by when. Material Requirements Planning, MRP. Based on demand, SAP calculates what raw materials, components, and capacities are required. MRP generates procurement proposals like purchase requisitions or planned orders. Capacity planning. SAP checks whether machines, work centers, and labor can handle the workload. If not, planners can adjust schedules or reallocate resources. Production order creation. Once approved, a planned order is converted into a production order. This is the formal instruction to start manufacturing. It contains the BOM, routing, and scheduled times. Shop floor execution. Workers or machines follow the production order to perform operations. SAP tracks progress, consumption of raw materials, and any deviations. Goods. Receipt. When the product is completed, it's received into inventory. This updates stock levels in MM and can trigger accounting entries in FI/CO. This closed-loop cycle ensures that everything, from raw material procurement to finished product delivery, is synchronized across departments. If you want to see this flow step by step, grab the SAP Career Guide in the description. It includes process maps and sample flows you can practice with. Part 4. Integration of PP with MM and SD. One of the biggest strengths of SAP is integration, and PP doesn't work in isolation. To deliver real business value, PP connects tightly with both MM materials management and SD sales and distribution. Here's how. PP and MM. When PP runs MRP, it automatically checks material master data in MM to see if enough raw materials are available. If not, MRP creates purchase requisitions in MM, triggering procurement. During production, raw materials are consumed using goods issue postings, movement type 261 in MM, and finished goods are moved to inventory using goods receipt postings, movement type 101. PP and SD. Customer demand originates in SD as sales orders. These orders feed into PP demand management. Once goods are produced, the stock is delivered through SD, completing the order-to-cash cycle. PP, FI/CO, and beyond. Costs from production orders flow into controlling CO, enabling cost tracking and profitability analysis. Financial postings in FI ensure accurate accounting of inventory and production expenses. This seamless integration ensures that what starts as a sales order in SD translates into production in PP, material movements in MM, and finally financial entries in FI/CO. That's the power of SAP's end-to-end design. Integration is what makes SAP consultants valuable. To see examples of real integration flows, Download the SAP Career Guide in the description. Part 5. Production Orders in Detail. A production order is the heartbeat of SAP PP. It's the official instruction to start manufacturing and contains all the details needed to produce a specific material. Think of it as a digital contract between planning and execution. Here's what's inside a production order. Bill of Materials, BOM. Lists every component needed for the finished product. Routing. Defines the exact sequence of operations with links to work centers. Scheduling. Assigns planned start and finish times, ensuring the shop floor knows the deadlines. Costs. Tracks planned versus actual production costs, integrating with CO for analysis. Status management. Monitors whether the order is created, released, confirmed, or closed. The life cycle of a production order typically looks like this. Creation. Converted from a planned order generated by MRP. Release. Authorizes execution. Shop floor can begin work. Execution. Raw materials are issued, goods issue in MM, operations are confirmed, and progress is tracked. Confirmation. Records labor, machine time, and quantities produced. Goods. Receipt. Finished goods enter inventory, updating MM and FI/CO. Settlement. Costs are finalized and transferred to financial accounting. For consultants, understanding production orders is crucial. They are the bridge between planning and actual production on the factory floor. If you want a sample production order walkthrough, including screenshots, grab the SAP Career Guide in the description. It's all mapped out for you. Part 6. Capacity Planning and Scheduling. Even the best production plan fails if machines and workers are overloaded. That's where capacity planning and scheduling in SAP PP come into play. These tools ensure that resources are used efficiently and deadlines are realistic. Here's how it works. Work center capacities. Each work center, machine, line, or labor resource, has defined capacity, like 8 machine hours per shift. SAP checks these limits before assigning workloads. Finite versus infinite planning. Infinite planning assumes resources are unlimited, fast but not realistic. Finite planning respects actual capacity and highlights bottlenecks, making it more practical for real-world factories. Capacity evaluation. Planners can run simulations to see overloads, like when a machine is scheduled for 12 hours of work in an 8-hour shift. This allows adjustments before problems occur. Scheduling, routing data, setup, processing, and teardown times is used to generate timelines. Schedulers can move orders forward or backward to align with customer due dates. Capacity leveling. If overloads are found, planners can reschedule orders to other work centers, split operations, or adjust shifts. Proper scheduling reduces downtime, improves on-time delivery, and ensures costs stay under control. Without it, production delays ripple across the supply chain, impacting MM, materials, SD, sales, and FI/CO, finance. Want to practice scheduling scenarios? Check out the SAP Career Guide in the description. It includes sample capacity planning exercises. Part 7. Reporting and Analytics in P. Production planning isn't just about executing orders, it's about tracking performance, spotting issues early, and continuously improving. That's why reporting and analytics in SAP PP are so powerful. Here are some of the most critical reporting tools. Order Information System, OIS, provides detailed insights into production orders, status, confirmations, costs, and material consumption. Capacity planning reports Show resource utilization and highlight overloads or idle times. Material requirement reports. Ensure all required components are available, reducing stockouts and delays. Lead time and scheduling analysis. Compare planned versus actual times to spot inefficiencies. Integration with SAP Analytics. Cloud SAC. Companies can visualize production KPIs in dashboards, like on-time delivery rates, cost variances, and scrap percentages. For consultants, mastering these reports means being able to answer tough client questions. Why was production delayed? Or where are we overspending? It also positions you as more than just a system user. You become a problem solver. In today's world, data is king. Those who can analyze and act on SAP PP reporting will always stay ahead in the consulting market. Want a checklist of the top PP reports you need to know? Download the SAP Career Guide in the description. It's included as a bonus resource. So that's our complete beginner's guide to SAP PP production planning. We covered the essentials, from master data like BOMS and routings, to the production planning cycle, integration with MM and SD, production orders, capacity planning, and finally reporting and analytics. If you followed along, you now have a clear picture of how SAP PP works and why it's one of the most in-demand skills for manufacturing companies in 2025 and beyond. But remember, watching is only the first step. The real progress comes when you practice in a trial system. Experiment with creating BOMS, production orders, and capacity planning runs. And if you want to fast-track your SAP journey, don't forget to download the SAP Career Guide from the description. It's packed with templates, interview prep, and practical examples to help you land SAP jobs faster. Finally, if you found this video valuable, hit the like button, subscribe to SAP IFI Academy, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our weekly SAP career and module deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.